This is the DiveVolk SeaTouch 4 Max Plus. It's an underwater housing for iPhones that lets me use the amazing camera on my 17 Pro Max. But because it lets you use your phone's touchscreen and doesn't trap you into an app, it does so much more than that. Let's dive in. Look, I was a little bit slow on the idea of taking my iPhone underwater because I was scared of a leak, but I took the plunge and man am I glad that I did, because it opened up a lot of things that I hadn't even considered yet. Full disclosure, DiveVolk gave us these SeaTouch 4 Max Plus housings at DEMA, but they didn't pay for this review and they didn't direct it in any way. So let's get into the nuts and bolts for a minute. This thing is universal to most different phones because of these custom adapters that it comes with. But before you slide it in, first you want to enable assistive touch and raise to wake on your phone. You'll see why later. Then you slide it in and lock it down. It's that easy. For me, this is why the DiveVolk is the best housing on the market, the touchscreen membrane. Because it has a double layered fluid-filled membrane, it doesn't compress at depth, which lets you have full control over your phone's touchscreen. Imagine the possibilities. Now that your phone's inside the housing, you can raise it to wake and use the assistive touch to quickly navigate the menus and you're ready to dive. I want to give one little bit of feedback to DiveVolk here. My iPhone 17 Pro Max won't come out of this case on its own, but Gunnar has the 16 and it slides right out. I think we should come up with some way that you can remove your phone from the housing without needing a tool like the one that's supplied in the kit. This could be something as simple as a little tether or a string loop that was attached to the inside of the adapter that would give you some leverage whenever you pulled it. Guys, if you want to buy any of the gear in this video, the links are all in the description because I love you and I want you to have nice things. Here's some of the footage that we captured with it at our local spring. My initial thought is that it looks pretty dang good other than the tint. Operation is super simple and basically the same as running your phone's camera on the surface. It's literally as easy as point and shoot, but be careful that you stay on that 1x to 3x presets on your camera because those will give you the best image quality. You can see here what happens whenever I try to zoom in on this turtle. I've been told by other underwater photographers, you always want to use your fins for your zoom whenever you can. One thing that immediately stood out to me was the macro with this thing. It's simply fantastic. The detail that you can see here is incredible, guys. And viewing it on this giant screen while you're diving, that's pretty awesome too. Now let's move on to accessories and then I'll show you some of the other things that you probably haven't even considered or possible with a touchscreen. I think the first thing that you should get is the shutter button. It clips directly to the housing and you're gonna get much better shots, more stabilization, and have better control over the camera with it. Now it does make it a little less streamlined, but that's not really a big deal because it's still smaller than the next must-have accessory for me, and that's the wide-angle lens. This thing is really awesome and well thought out. You can see how you can adjust and let it land at just the right spot in front of the camera lens that you're using while you're shooting. I also love the fact that it's removable so that you can stow it when you aren't using it. And the housing in general is easy to stow, and I think the best way to do that is just by connecting it to a bolt snap and putting it inside of one of your thigh pockets. Hey guys, if you're new here, here's something awesome. We hide real treasure underwater. We call it the hunt. If you find one of our coins, you win high-end dive gear from the brands that we trust. This thing is really picking up steam. We've landed some of the biggest brands in the industry and resorts all over the world. If you want early clue access or priority invites to our guided trip so that you can come on one of our coin hunts, sign up in the email list below. I'll shoot you an email. Now let's get into some of the really cool things that you can do. And I think most of these are gonna be unique to the DiveVolk housing because it allows you to use that touchscreen. First, you can write messages underwater. There's a free app called Make It Big that lets you do these giant colorful text displays. I honestly love this because sometimes there's some things that you just can't quite hand signal while you're diving. So check out this app. I think that you'll like it. I know Gunnar and I do. There's also a ton of underwater camera apps available, but I think UWCam is probably the best because it's got the larger controls and the fact that it's actually made specifically for diving. One of the coolest features of using the DiveVolk doesn't even happen underwater. The fact that you have your pictures and videos with you as soon as you hit the surface is freaking sweet. No more pulling SD cards or transferring files with an app. You can literally upload straight from your camera roll or use the adjust preset in the free Lightroom app right there on the boat and then post to Instagram or wherever you want to send it. If you know me, you know that I'm not great with color grading, but a lot of the issues that you're seeing here with the iPhone's tint could be fixed in post, or probably easier with lights. But there's a ton of pre-made LUTs that you could use to fix this this as well. I like the ones from Adjust Presets. They have a deep blue series that I absolutely love. You see them a lot on this channel. But I wanted to keep things true to camera in this video until the very end, where I can show you what some color grading can actually do to these images. Now, I'm sure that this one's stretching it a bit, but it's still pretty freaking cool that you can do this. How about watching a Generations Below video on your phone while you're on a safety stop? I wonder if that's the first time that's ever been done. That was literally a video of me underwater watching a video of me underwater. Are you confused? I am. Look, some of this might not be in your wheelhouse, and I get it, but DiveVolk is definitely pushing the envelope in the right direction with some of their tech. And right now, I'm trying to get my hands on their Sea-Link, which will let you have service to your phone while you're underwater. And you can imagine like live coin drops or live video feed back to the boat. It's really cool tech, guys. Or how about you finally tell your wife happy anniversary for once, and you tell her on a FaceTime while you're on a dive, because you want her to know that you care, just not enough to be there. All right, guys, tell me what I'm missing here. What other things could I do with my phone with my DiveVolk SeaTouch 4 Max Plus case while I'm diving? Drop it in the comments. I'm talking to DiveVolk right now, and it looks like we're gonna be giving one of these away for a coin prize very soon, so hit that like and subscribe button, sign up for the early coin clues, and stay tuned, because it's all free.